Hey folks, so I'd say about a month back or more now, me and a friend of mine were chatting on Messenger, and he's a big fan of little compact guns, as I am, and he was talking about the 1934 Beretta. Now, we were chatting, obviously there's the Western Arms version, and that got me to thinking. I remember there was a metal clone of it. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember there being a metal clone of that. Anyway, he went off and came back to me, and he'd found one of the metal clones. They are made by Wa Shan, and he sent me the link over and said, hey, look at this. And I said, do you want me to order it, don't you? And he went, yeah, of course I do. So I ordered it. So this is what I'm going to be showing you today. It's a Wa Shan Beretta 1934. It's a clone of Western Arms base gun. I assume so anyway, without ever holding or getting a close look at the Western Arms. It has a lot of the Western Arms style quirks that I would say that I had with the Western Arms that I previously owned. And yeah. Anyway, by the by, it's full metal. It's nice, hefty, solid weight in the hands. It looks and feels a little bit cheap, but you know, it's a clone gun and they often do feel a little bit. It's not like the slide's mega slack or anything like that, but it's a little bit slack, and there's a lot of play between the slide. Well, there isn't a bushing as such like you would a 1911, but generally you'd have it a bit tighter around the end of the barrel to the slide there, whereas there's quite a lot of open space, although it actually, the barrel holds further back more anyway, so it doesn't hold by the ring front end of the slide so much anyway. Possibly may even be the same with the real steel weapon. I'm not genned up on the real steel. So yeah, talking about the Western Arms quirks. When I first pulled this out of the box and started fiddling with it, I soon worked it out. If you weren't used to Western Arms and knowing their little ways, you'd probably quite easily break this piece of kit. So I'll go into that. Western Arms do not have a firing pin which swings out the way when you insert the mag. So you have to click it back to get the firing pin out the way. Otherwise, you are wary to cause either wear to the back of the mag or the valve or the firing pin itself. Both wouldn't be good because these mags are like hen's teeth, and so are the parts inside the gun. It all seems fairly sturdy. Like the actual pin itself is made out of like a little pressed cut out piece of steel, so it should be fairly sturdy anyway, but you'll ding your mag up. If you try and insert it into the gun without doing your little first part cock of the hammer, it simply, oh, I've done it now, haven't I? Yeah, let's do that again. If you try and insert it without doing the little first cock, that magazine will not go in, so you have to just slightly pull it back and it brings the firing pin out of the way. I say firing pin, it's the valve hammer. And equally, if you finish this magazine off, so last mag gets fired, last round gets fired, and the hammer goes down and it runs out of gas, it has, I'll show you this in a second, but basically it'll fall all the way forwards and you will not be able to remove the mag without just clicking it back slightly, and then you can remove it. So back in the day when Western arms were more common but still not common, you often got the old question of, my Western arms mag won't fill up. Well, there's a good reason for that. There is a small little piece on the back of the magazine which, when the magazine empties, it actually pops up and holds the valve open. So if I push this down, you'll see the valve pop out there. So as soon as it runs out of gas and it hits that, hits the valve and it runs out of gas, it just pops up and closes it and ejects the last tiny little bit of gas that's left in the magazine. So what a lot of people were doing were trying to fill the magazines up with the valve lock up. So all you have to do, pop that down and it's ready to fill again. So I'm going to fill it up. When I first got this gun through, it leaked from the top. Earlier on it was leaking from the fill valve. This gun had clearly been sat in a storeroom for some time doing nothing. But yeah, it all seems to hold gas quite nicely now. It was also meant to come with a CO2 mag, and with the CO2 mags, obviously it's not big enough to take a CO2 on the inside, but it had a thread in the bottom for the screw in. I forgot one. It's bigger than a 12 gram capsule anyway, it's like a screw in one. So all the internals technically should take some fairly high pressure. I've tried this with some black gas in it and it works quite well. This is just standard green in here now, but this pistol, being a compact, much like the Colt 25s, things like that, it doesn't have a slide lock, so it just fires away. You do have a safety on the side just here, which if you flick that back, obviously cuts it out. But the second use of the safety is for stripping. So once you flick that back, you can remove the magazine. It's a heel release, and then you can push on the barrel and the barrel comes back and lifts out the top of the gun. It has a fairly rudimentary hop. It works okay. It fires twos about 20 meters ish. It can be a bit squirrely and inaccurate, but it's, you know, it's not a high-end gun. So now you can flick the safety down and the slide comes off. All quite neat in there, nice neat little blowback unit. Blowback unit is held in by two little hex rub screws in either side, comes out fairly easily. Recoil spring and guide, all metal. As I said, you've got all the little workings in there. You can see the hammer there as well. It's like I say, a little flat piece of steel, and that's it. And it's the hammer with it in its forward position, so it's getting in the way of when you insert the mag. Although when you don't have the slide on, it does push it up. Forgot about that. But in most modern gas blowback guns, when you insert the mag, what happens is it just pushes up, as it did here, and click into place, and pushes the hammer stroke valve striker, whatever you want to call it, out of the way until you cock the hammer, and then it automatically drops down into position for a modern gas blowback. I know I'm thrilling and full of information. Let's get this back together. So that's your recoil spring in, slide on, all goes together quite easily and nicely. Barrel, pop it in. Ooh, not upside down. Here's where it didn't go together. He's saying it's easier and then it doesn't go together. There we go, that's in, and yeah, we're all back together. So it's, in many ways, it is quite similar to the little CT25 in the way that the safety operates and the stripping mechanism all over the CT25. The barrel comes out forward out of the gun. But yeah, trades wise, it has on the grips some little crossed rifle type emblem with some stars around, and what's it say there? JS below it, I think. JS. Lord knows what that's all about. When I originally saw these things, I always thought they were traded for some reason, but they aren't. So on this side you have FS-0623 in fairly large writing, and on this side also in fairly large bold writing, made in Taiwan. So pretty hideously traded. You've got a big S and F on the fire and safe. I'm not sure if that is on the real steel or not. Should look really, shouldn't I? I'm not bringing you the info today, am I? But yeah, it shoots okay. Got a reasonable blowback to it. It's not super snappy or, you know, powerful, but it's a bit of fun, this gun, really, more than anything. Rear sight, I did notice, it's got quite a lot of side-to-side play in it, but it won't come out unless you remove the blowback unit, which is very easy to do, as mentioned before, with the grub screws. So you could potentially just wedge something beneath just to put a little bit of pressure up onto it to stop it being so slip and slidey. But yeah, cool. There we go, and it's out. Cool little gun. Magazine, I forgot to mention, is 20 BBs, double stack going into single, which is quite respectable for such a little gun. Just as a little comparison, I've got the CT25 right here. It is quite a bit bigger, really, in the scale of things, but still, it's a hell of a lot more compact than what you have a lot of gas blowbacks. And probably, well, actually the Colt 25 does pip it, but that's only because I tweaked the hop on it. Colt 25 hop as standard is fucking wank, really. I don't usually swear in my videos, but it really is a terrible hop. So there we go. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, guys.